Hey everybody, it's Steve. I want to show you a great new premium tool that we've developed for analyzing properties. And this is available as an add-on to our education program. And this is available if you're a member of Guerilla Real Estate as a paying licensed agent. You get it for free if you're a licensed agent with Guerilla Real Estate. If you're part of our Asset Mastermind program, you can add this on for only $100 a year. And we call it the baby analyzer because there's going to be upgrades coming later, which will include more accurate commercial repair numbers and a couple other things. But right now, you see, you can run numbers on a bunch of different property types. Single family residential, multifamily, self-storage, so on and so forth. You can run the singles as flips or as rentals, and everything else automatically becomes an income property alone. You will give it the address of the property. You will give it these questions if you want to. You don't have to. You are much better off giving it square footage and things because then it can do some math based on that reality. Stories and so on and so forth. You then want to answer some questions about the repair estimates and what kind of work it needs, what you think your holding costs are going to be, what your systems requirements are in terms of what needs to be repaired. And then you can add some pictures if you want to have it analyze the pictures for rehab estimates. And you can add some documents. Maybe you've got some market research or something going on. Whatever you got, go for it. What it's doing now is it's pulling data from a lot of great sources, comp data, rental comp data, traffic data, crime data, flood zone data, everything else. And it's saying, okay, if this thing is all done and only needs that little bit of work, list it for $236. If this thing is a wholesale offer, that's what you want to offer. It's going to tell you what it thinks of the deal in here, recommended actions. Market is undersupplied. Confidence is medium. Here's what we found out. Here's what we didn't. Here's what you told us about the property. Here's what the user told us. Extracted data, that will be the data pulled out of things like documents and pictures. And then here's how we got here. If it's going to finish for $236, investor rule of 165, 70%, minus assignment fee, minus your repairs. There's your sale number. Here's your repair numbers. The next version coming out July 1st will actually break down the repair numbers and more or less reiterate how it got there. And the national average number, which is still fairly inaccurate. We're still working on our national average data sources. And then a little further down, you'll see what comps. What exact property did it pull? And you can open up links to the properties that it pulled. So you know exactly what it's using for comparables. It's describing its comps. It's telling you your rental comps for the area. And here are the services that failed and here are the services that didn't. FEMA and census we're having some trouble with today. We're going to have to get those back online. The orange ones we're not doing right now because their costs for the APIs are very high. Once we get more users, we can swallow that. Photo analysis, if it tore your photos apart and found something, it would tell you why. It will also use your photos to generate repair estimates. So you don't have to worry about necessarily knowing all the answers. It can also create repair estimates from your photos. In fact, if you remember up in the photos section, if I didn't go too far up, I think I might have. Yes, I did. Okay, fine. We'll come back down. So these are your human answered ones. And these are your ones where it read the pictures. So it gives you the two answers. And then it emails you the solution. It saves it to Drive, and it also saves it in a spreadsheet. So it really puts in your hands a very quick way of analyzing property. And it does the same thing in other categories. The other categories, it is less accurate on the repairs. So just understand that. But on self-storage, let's say you have gross annual income. Let's say the seller tells you it's $33,000. I'm doing that number because it's below our built-in floor on the numbers. So you can't have a seller say to you, "Oh, there's no costs." No, there's cost to everything. You don't need to do repairs because this repair section is not really applicable right now. You can and should upload data here. This is where you should put a tracked IQ file or a store track file, and you can analyze deal. Because it will tear that apart, and it will learn from tracked IQ that, oh, this is an oversupplied market. It'll give you advice like that. It'll learn from tracked IQ that things like your market, your rents are below market or above market. It will learn things from that. And again, if you're a member of Guerilla Real Estate as an agent or as a broker, you get this for free. This is one of the many tools you get for free. Here are the two answers. Now, the most important thing is retail assumes a 1.15 DSCR by value. Because every agent in the world leans into their property values. And then here's the slightly more conservative one. Now, what I really love about this tool is this part. Because I analyze properties a bunch of different ways. Bank only, 1.25 and 1.15 DSCR. For those of you who are not commercial friendly, 1.15 is if you're going for an SBA loan where you think you can build the value by building future income. That's what that's for. Equity. I don't like to have my down payments get lost. I like to get paid on them. So here's my offers that I should make. I should make this if it's bank only at 1.25, this if it's bank only at 1.15. All the way down the line. Bank offer with 8% for the person putting up the down payment, bank offer without that. And it tells you also if you're going to lose money on one of these offers. Now, one thing I'm coming out with in the next version is it'll say right next to that, if you offer this, you'll break even or whatever. That's coming out in the next version, that's not in this version. And here it gives you a recommendation. Pursue seller finance. And here's the other advice. If you had given it a store track or a tracked IQ file, it would give you advice based on that, oversaturated or whatever. It reiterates a lot of information broken up in a different way. You can see how it's done everything so far. Market analysis. Market analysis only matters really if you've given it a market analysis file, because otherwise it's relying on Google. Data sources, all the input data you gave it. Data reconciliation. Here's your repair estimator. Here's your broker. And same thing, just like the other one at the bottom of the page. It saves it, it prints it to PDF and emails it to you. So everyone gets it one way or the other. So that's one of the great tools. We call it the baby analyzer.